Michelle, and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So I'm really upset. I just recorded a really good video. I was all excited, and then I looked down and I wasn't recording. Oh my God, I'm so mad. Anyways, we have a lot of juicy royalty to get through today, so sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So I don't know what kind of nightmare alternative universe that we're all living in, but Jesus, take the wheel. Meghan Markle's podcast Archetype is now up for a People's Choice Award. That's right, Meghan Markle's Archetypes is up for a People's Choice Award. She is a nominee in the Best Pop Podcast category, going up against people like Conan O'Brien and Dax Shepard. Now, Meghan only has 7 podcasts that have been released. There's going to be 12 in total, but all of her podcasts have had a mediocre response. Most of it was out of curiosity and, of course, controversy. That's literally how she gets people to listen, is the controversy and the inconsistencies. But she is already falling in the ratings. Kim Kardashian, I believe, is already surpassing her in the ratings. Now, I'm sure people like Conan O'Brien and Dax Shepard, who have been building their brand, building their podcast for years, aren't happy that Miss Megsy, who only has 7 episodes, is now on the same ballot that they are. Now, this is the People's Choice Award, where people can go in and submit their vote. So if I can find the link, I will have it in the description below, where you can go and cast your ballot. Now, the award show is going to be on the 6th of December. There's no word yet if Meghan is planning to attend the event. So Prince Harry has released the cover and the title of his brand new upcoming memoir, Spare, which is going to be released on the 10th of January. Now, one royal commentator said that it was very provocative and brave of Prince Harry to just use the one word spare, and that he's definitely trying to prove to people that he is anything but the spare and anything but the shadow behind his brother, Prince William. Well, quite frankly, he hasn't proven his point. In my opinion, he is nothing more than a spoiled, privileged prince who has lived the life of a 1%er, who's had more wealth and privilege than any of us will ever see. But we're supposed to feel sorry for him because he was called the spare? Are you kidding me? This is a man who was born into millions of dollars simply for existing. His great-grandmother left him $10 million, and when he turns 40, he gets another $10 million. Not to mention, he got $10 million when his mother passed away. So that's roughly $30 million just for being born into a privileged royal family. Not too shabby for the number 2, for the spare. Honey, you can call me 4th, 5th, or 6th. Anything you want to call me, just as long as you spell my name correct on the check so I can take it to the bank. My favorite example of his inability to understand his privilege was when he was on the Oprah Winfrey interview and he says to her, "Thank God I had the money my mommy left me. Otherwise, what would we do?" It's like, I don't know, get a job. I think McDonald's is hiring down the street, son. I mean, you're pretty handy with those sprinklers. You could have been sprinklers done by H. You could have been the handyman of Monteshitshow. I guess you missed your life calling. It's like, if you really wanted to come out of the shadows and not be known as the spare to the heir, he could have gone to college, he could have started a business, he could have done a lot of things to prove his worth. But what did he do? He spent his 20s drinking and smoking and partying. He was the party playboy prince who had no responsibilities, but still had millions upon millions of dollars and a ton of privilege. He didn't look like he was very concerned about being the spare and showing people, hey, I'm not my brother's shadow. You didn't do a very good job for 38 years as of proving that you're anything but the spare. I mean, let's be honest here. Being number 2 isn't a bad job. You get all of the privilege, all of the perks, and you don't have to do the work. Nobody expects anything from you. That sounds like a win-win situation. You get to do everything your brother does, except for he gets to do the work and he has the pressure and he has the responsibility. And you just get to play, oh, look, it's just Harry. Isn't he cute? I mean, the spares get the better end of the deal, in my opinion. You get all the fun stuff with being the royal without the work. But the problem is he wanted to be his brother. He loved his brother. He looked up to his brother. He wanted to be with his brother. If you look at his past interviews, he was very happy to be the spare. No one forced him to stay there. No one forced him to do royal duties. He could have went off and done something else. But he was very happy to be with William and Catherine. He was looking for a woman to bring into the royal fold. Unfortunately for you, son, you didn't choose well. You didn't choose a Catherine. You chose somebody else, which unfortunately didn't work out for you. So in my opinion, he wanted to be his brother. He was okay to be the spare. He was joining forces. They were doing charities. They looked like they were doing a lot of good work, and then he marries Meghan. And now all of a sudden there's a problem with his life. There's a problem with him being number two. There's a problem with him being the spare. Now he's bringing out the golden teacup and he's crying and the little violins are playing because his daddy doesn't love him as much as his brother. And his mummy died when he was 12. So he's been milking that for 25 years as an excuse to what? Not do anything, to drink, to party, to do illegal substances. I'm sorry, but that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. There are many people out there who lose a parent at a young age, and they don't have your wealth and privilege to fall back on. So now he's writing a book called Spare, where he's going to tell everybody about his privileged, pampered life and how he was called number two, and therefore he can't handle it. Like, it should be called Spare Me or Spare Us, or better yet, Spoiled. He's spoiled. He has no clue, no self-awareness of the 99% of the population out there who will never, ever, ever have what he has. He has never had to work a day in his life. He has never gone to bed hungry. He's never had to worry about a roof over his head. He only had to worry about what house was he going to live in, a castle or a cottage. Remember that famous line when Oprah was like, oh my God, y'all, they're over there living in Frogmore Cottage and they can't even turn around in there to their 5,000 square foot home. She was literally acting like they were living in the linen closet at Buckingham Palace. But then again, if you are a billionaire, 5,000 square feet is a linen closet to you. So now he's writing a book for $20 million. Penguin Random House gave him an advance for $20 million. So on top of the other millions of dollars, he's now $20 million richer for writing this book about his victimhood for being number two and how his daddy loves his brother more than him. Yes, 2.5 years of whining, he gets to stick in a book for our reading pleasure and charge us $30. Now, he did donate $1.5 million to Sentable and another $300,000 to another charity, which was nice, but he still has around $19 million on top of all of the other money he inherited. So let's just say being the spare is not a bad life. I think he should call it My Life in Spades, because, honey, you are running to the bank with your millions upon millions of dollars. Again, you're not a victim, but you want people to feel sorry for you. Now, the other thing that really is shady about the spare himself was he refused to give his family an advanced copy of his book. Even Tom Bower gave the royal family an advanced copy of the book that he wrote on Meghan. Harry would not even give it to his family. So that tells you right there, he's going to blame every single person for his problems but himself. He is not responsible. Him and Meghan are blameless. They're victims, and everyone was mean to them, and it's all their fault. So that tells me he's pretty much going to be severing every single tie in that family. There's rumors he's going for Camilla. There's rumors he's going for Prince William, and of course, Prince Charles. So this is going to be a salacious book for sure. The fact that Penguin Random House is paying him $20 million. It's not a feel-good book. You know, it's supposed to be this happy, feel-good book about the man I was born to the man I became, but now this is Spare. He looks very dark. He looks very deep. They said they wanted to have an unedited photo for the cover so we can see the trauma that he's been through. Again, his privileged trauma. Okay. So they're really playing it up and it looks very dark. It looks very sinister. And the fact that nobody has gotten an advance copy, yep, I think it's definitely going to be, he's going to be pointing fingers, playing the victim, blaming everyone, maybe even accusing them of doing something to his mother. Just saying. That's probably going to be in there. So the royal family is going to have a very difficult 90 days. We have The Crown coming out in November. We have a supposed docu-series coming out in December. And now we have the Spare memoir coming out in January. So the royal family is definitely going to be taking blows left and right. But my money's on the royal family. I think they're going to handle it gracefully because, again, recollections may vary. And I know the royal family is just going to keep on keeping on. But again, I do feel bad for them because they constantly have to deal with the professional whiner himself. So what do you guys think of Meghan Markle's podcast being up for a People's Choice Award? And what do you think about Harry's new book, Spare, coming out in January? Do you plan to purchase the book? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you so much for stopping by my channel. And I have a lot of exciting news about a new YouTube channel that I will be launching very, very soon. So please stay tuned for that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.